So I just played Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr console port, and please tell me the PC version is better than this. It took far too long to actually reach the point where the game truly starts, including having to register an account that I doubt I will ever use again because I was playing this as a single player game and could find a way to co-op even when I tried. There are tons of mechanics like cover-based shooting, third-person turrets, destructible environments, and more that are all just sort of there. Maybe there's a payoff for each of these mechanics, say 10 to 20 hours in, but just the time I spent was more than enough. I'm good. The default control scheme is atrocious. There's a sensible layout, but you have to be able to access the options menu, then switch to the quote-unquote advanced option that plays like any sensible console port in the past few years. See, it used the triggers and bumpers, instead of a mind-boggling layout that spreads everything awkwardly across your whole controller. And maybe, to be fair, that could have saved this experience, but also the loot system and progression is poorly explained, as is the lore. If you're not a Warhammer buff, then just give up on trying to make sense of anything. I at least understood a few things because I played Warhammer 40k Space Marine, but really, it does not do a good job of explaining things. It will chew your ear off with dialogue, but none of it will actually get you immersed in the story or care about anyone in any of these circumstances. Also, there's tons of exaggerated explanations about things that you could just figure out for yourself. Plus, this whole menu system feels like it was designed for aesthetic rather than usability. The amount of complex button combinations to complete the simplest tasks like comparing loot is on par with an early Metal Gear Solid game, and all of these problems pervade the whole damn experience. Want to know what your abilities do? Well, tough luck. You're going to have to just cross your fingers and guess for a while. Want to have the tactical mode so you can tell if your guns can even hit a target? They won't mention that until you're past the tutorial. Want ranged combat to play like, I don't know, any of the many action RPG twin stick shooter hybrids of the past decade? Turns out the only way to begin to approximate that is to stay in cover. Would you like to understand how leveling up actually benefits you, and how most skill points actually come from completing challenges rather than leveling up? Find that out for yourself, kiddo, because nobody mentions it. It's like diving headfirst into concrete painted to look like a refreshing pool of water, which is in and of itself a thing. This game is gorgeous at times, at least when it comes to the environments. The protagonist designs aren't so great, but at least the world is very pretty to explore, and enemies seem decently animated, although sometimes they have wind-up animations, sometimes they don't, sometimes they display on the ground where they're going to hit, other times they do not. It's wildly inconsistent. I mean, there's promise underneath all this needless headache. The fact that dual wielding is so versatile could have been the core selling point in of itself. Being able to combine melee and ranged weapons is great, or combining different weapon types. Each of the three classes has a unique playstyle and abilities, some of which are very powerful, like summoning duplicates of yourself. Abilities are bound to equipment like in Guild Wars 2, which offers up unique loadout choices. It puts a lot more weight into what you're carrying into battle and what you're changing up. It's not like the developers of the Van Helsing trilogy just forgot how to make interesting action RPG mechanics, but I'm horrified at the prospect of trying any of their earlier console ports if this is any indication of what they'll be like. For crying out loud, even the audio design is off, with an inconsistent static that is either an annoying creative choice or just terrible sound balancing. Which one is the worst prospect is up to you. Either way, your eardrums don't win out. I was excited for Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr. I wouldn't have requested a review code if I wasn't. I expected a great game from a studio I'd heard wonderful things about. Instead, all I have to say is that if you were planning to play this, play it on PC. It is getting post-launch support, so if you dig it, there's more to come. I'm gonna leave that to whoever actually enjoys this, cause I could go on about things that this game I don't understand why it's trying to reinvent the wheel when it really didn't need to. I approve of trying to explore new things, but it doesn't feel finished. It really doesn't. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more of them, please be sure to like and subscribe because that actually helps a lot. And if you didn't like it, then please feel free to give a thumbs down, but also let's try and keep things simple in the comments section, yeah? Oh, and if you really like this video and would like to help ensure I can do more of these things, then please head down to the description and follow a link to my Patreon where you get special goodies if you chip in and help make this channel a reality. I'm the Unabridged Gamer, signing off.